How are we 6 years in, with rumors spreading like wildfire surrounding a Switch 2 console, and the original Switch accessories are still getting better? And we're closing in on 2 years for the Deck's product lifecycle, and its accessories are still getting better. I never thought I'd see the day that the ZenGrip, my all-time most comfortable Switch grip case, will be improved even further. But insert the satisfied ZenGrip Ronin, and I stand corrected. Because this latest model, coming in Stylth Black, a Zelda Mythic Green, or Matte White as you're seeing here, effectively erases what was probably the only 2 major drawbacks of the original case to begin with. The first is that you no longer have to forego the built-in Switch OLED stand while the grip case is attached. I always appreciated that the original ZenGrip did offer an alternative using the lower plastic feet, but as we know, this never really provided the proper angle if you're looking down at your Switch. The Ronin, on the other hand, spaces these plastic support feet much further apart and raises the back higher, giving you full and complete access to the stand at any angle. The second benefit of the Ronin ZenGrip model over the original, and this is a game changer for me, is that you no longer have to remove the case in order to use the original Switch TV dock. You don't need to apply any special techniques or insert the Switch with any added pressure. You get a smooth positive connection with the inner USB-C port each and every time. And lastly, the final benefit of the Ronin model over the original is that it can hold 2 Switch game cards on either side. This system works extremely well, but I do have a small gripe, which is that when 2 cards aren't inserted, the slots can feel a little sharp against your fingertips. But once those game cards are attached, everything feels perfectly fine. So I gotta say, when I heard that Satisfy was developing a grip case specifically designed for the Steam Deck, I was a little on the fence. But honestly, as someone that's been using a very similarly designed grip case from JSOX for a long time now, which has become extraordinarily popular for Deck users, the Satisfy Stylth grip has surpassed even the JSOX in my book for the highest comfort Steam Deck grip case to date. Now that doesn't mean that Satisfy is better than JSOX in all areas, but I'm telling you, the comfort is second to none. And I just gotta take a second to appreciate the presentation. It ships inside of sleek graphic packaging, which houses a collector's tin box with nice foam padding all around. There's also an included screen protector that matches the deck screen dimensions precisely. And if you go with the bundle, you'll also receive the patented Rise thumb caps with rubber pads to better protect the original sticks from wear and tear over time. JSOX and Satisfy cases both have really grippy texturized finishes where your hands rest, but if you look closely, you'll notice that the textured patterns are much larger on the JSOX, while the diamond edge patterns on Satisfy are much more micro and a lot harder to see with the naked eye. I think this, the stripe molding, and the high rise back rubber pads where your fingers rest just take that grippy, secure feeling to a whole new level. They both have precise cutouts all around. Large USB-C port cutouts to accommodate the official dock, but JSOX does have bumpers over the power and volume buttons, which I do prefer, while Satisfy does not. Both feature plastic hard shell attachments, but you'll notice that the Satisfy thumb grip mode protrudes out much further to accommodate the high-rise thumb grips. I did try swapping the hard covers just for fun, but they're unfortunately not interchangeable. You'll also notice that the hard shell for JSOX has cutouts for the volume buttons and the USB-C port, allowing for charging the deck while it's fully protected all around, which is a huge plus. But on the flip side, this also means that the USB-C port can also get exposed to more dust and unexpected splashes. So all in all, this can be seen as both a pro or a con depending on how you look at it. Honestly, neither of the hard shells are going to rub up against the deck screen, but I do like the added touch of JSOX with the foam pad insert. But in my opinion, JSOX's biggest advantage is modularity, allowing quick attachment of things such as a kickstand or a battery strap. But if this is really important to you, there are plenty of third-party options out there that'll work with Satisfy. And while we're on the topic of the Steam Deck, I want to show you guys what has quickly become my favorite Steam Deck sling bag. This is the Arcos G47 travel bag from TomTok. And what puts this bag ahead of many others is the inner W-shaped structure design. This allows for proper protection of not only the body of the deck, but the thumbsticks as well. The interior is comprised of a hard shell and has a crazy thick foam padding in the back, so I feel very comfortable placing my console in here without any additional protection. And an added bonus is that this bag also accommodates the ROG Ally perfectly. And in addition to the main large compartment, there's also a large zipper compartment on the front, so you'll be able to carry your charger, a battery bank, cables, earbuds, etc. I'm going to start this section off here, saying this Nintendo Switch controller attachment is easily the coolest Switch accessory of 2023. Since the introduction of the Steam Deck early last year, and all of the comparisons it's drawn against the Switch since, the thing that most users of both consoles point to as advantageous for the Deck hardware, outside of processing power, is ergonomics and customizability. And it's as if Cracked took all of that feedback and created a device that finds the perfect balance between the deck and the Switch, and then quite appropriately called it Nitro Deck. Of course, there have been plenty of Switch controller attachment devices before it, such as Retro Flag, but no one has delivered on a package that sticks the landing quite like this. This particular unit here is the Nitro Deck Retro Purple Limited Edition, and it ships inside of a quality hardshell carry case with precise mold cutouts for the body and the interchangeable Hall linear thumbsticks that in theory should solve the Switch's well-documented stick drift issues. Setup is a breeze as long as you have the Pro Controller wire communications activated prior to removing the Joy-Cons and sliding the console down onto the USB-C port. I'm a fan of this design rather than a wireless Bluetooth connection because it helps to minimize lag input. Inspecting the back of the Nitro Deck, you'll notice that there are 4 deck-like back buttons, S1, 2, 3, and 4, which are all programmable. Below S1 and 2 is the dedicated program button used to remap and customize the keys. There's also a fantastic, sturdy, and adjustable kickstand positioned in between these buttons. And to the left of the kickstand, you'll notice an input or charging USB-C port. And on the right is the output port that's used in tandem with the included USB-C to USB-A cable. When docking the Switch, the USB-C in attaches to this output port while the USB-A in connects directly to the Switch dock. This allows the Nitro Deck to act as a Switch Pro controller absent the wireless experience. Below the kickstand is the locking mechanism that ensures the Switch doesn't slip around. To remove the Switch, simply press up on that latch and slide the Switch upward. And finally, to the sides, you'll find the ventilation hose. Starting back at the front, you'll notice that the Cracked controller has both the minus and the plus buttons at the top, large tactile face buttons, Hall thumbsticks that actually have a swappable cap feature, a true traditional cross D-pad, and then the capture button on the lower left and the crack button on the right, which acts as the Switch home button. The bumper shoulder buttons are very tactile and clicky, which I'm a huge fan of, but the triggers are a little on the mushy side. But the positive is that they're much quieter. There's also 2 pronounced cutouts at the very bottom near the Switch's downfiring speakers, which, believe it or not, I actually feel improves the Switch's external audio because they help to blast the sound straight out at your face. And I love the fact that I can balance the Switch on a pillow, as I often do at night, without muffling the audio. Now when it comes to customizing the Nitro Deck back buttons, the sky is really the limit. Fresh out of the box, they're actually tethered to the shoulder and trigger buttons as shown in this diagram. But if you want to mix things up, you can assign the back buttons to the face buttons or D-pad, thumbsticks, or some combination. Cracked actually has an excellent tutorial video on how to go about the remapping process, so I won't spend a ton of time there. But to initiate any remapping sequence, you'll start off by holding down the program button on the back for about 5 seconds. You can even activate a turbo mode to spam a button by simply holding it down. I'm not a huge fan of turbo features because I kind of feel like it cheats me out of the intended experience, but Cracked goes over the complete process on how to set it up in that tutorial video as well. All in all, I'm pretty impressed with what Cracked has been able to do here with his reimagining of the Switch in the deck configuration. But if you ask me if the Nitro Deck completely replaces my native Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons, my answer would have to be no, because there are still a handful of features that the Nitro Deck is lacking in comparison, such as true HD rumble that provides a much more precise sense of directional movement, amiibo support, and a dedicated battery as with the Joy-Cons. There's also the fact that you're unable to broadcast to a TV using that output port, which means that you'll have to detach the controller whenever you're ready to dock. But do I think that the Nitro Deck is an excellent accessory to complement the Joy-Cons and to reduce wear and tear on the stick drift prone areas? Absolutely. It's a very well built device with a wealth of features. And truth be told, I feel much more comfortable letting my kids game using the Nitro Deck than the Joy-Cons because they really go hard on those thumbsticks. If you guys are interested in any of the products shown throughout this video, make sure to check out the description. And for a limited time, using code MrTechSuggests, one word, you'll get 15% off site-wide on the Satisfy website. As always, thanks for watching and supporting the channel. And I will see you guys in the next one.